This is Joe again with another review, and to continue with my theme of talking about stuff for Halloween, since we're now all a week away from one of my favorite holidays of the year, that's Halloween. I decided to discuss a Disney animated Halloween themed special, which I'm not sure if it actually aired on regular television. I think it might have, but I know that it is for years on the Disney Channel, and I'm not sure if it still is today. And that's the 1983 Disney show called the Disney Halloween Treat, and it does have its own little theme song in the beginning and at the end of the show. It is an hour and a half show, so it is pretty long for kids to sit through, an hour and a half thing for a Halloween special. But for the Disney Halloween Treat, they took a lot of clips from a lot of the Disney films and regular Disney cartoons or non-animated movie cartoons to fill out or to pad out this hour and a half show. And they do have a lot of cartoons, especially early on in the show, that can scare little kids. Remember that it's one of the first clips, not the first clip they show, is a clip from the god awful animated film that Disney did, which is like the second or third film they did. It was Fantasia, the Bald Mountain sequence, and that took the first couple of minutes of the show. And of course they do show other cartoons which I wasn't all that familiar with, but they did show. I'm not going to describe every single clip they showed, because otherwise we're going to be here longer than the show actually is. But in terms of the actual animated movies that Disney made, they did show a clip from the Sword in the Stone. They show a clip from the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. They did a segment on nightmares, and they showed us a clip of Winnie the Pooh having a nightmare about envelopes and woozles. And of course, the very next clip was a nightmare that Pluto had about cats. And of course, they also had because they did a little feature which could scare people with black cats, how scary black cats are for Halloween. Now, of course, they also did clips. One main point that they took a great chunk on. I think this actually was an episode of The Wonderful World of Disney, and it was hosted by the Magic Mirror from Snow White. But the funny thing is, it was not the exact voice from Snow White. It was the guy who was Hans Conrad, who was the voice of Captain Hook in the Disney version of Peter Pan. And you actually do see his actual face, in the green makeup as the Magic Mirror, talking about some of the Disney villains. And unfortunately, they did talk about one particular the clip they talked about the Sword in the Stone with the villain, the Madman Mim. Trying to say that 3 times real fast. They showed that clip, and of course the Magic Mirror referenced that clip. So I think this was the that clip they used for that particular show. But the Magic Mirror did show other clips, like from the Rescuers, showed the Aristocats, showed a clip from Cinderella, and of course some of the other, and from Steady Beauty, which I believe just recently came out again on DVD and Blu-ray. And of course they had they showed that for a pretty good chunk of the special. So at least for a good 20 minutes, and also of course I forgot to mention, of course, Captain Hook. And when that segment was discussing how the villains were always getting the short end of the stick of these particular fairy tales, and also forgot to mention the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Which, of course, with the Disney version, you had Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy as the three heroes in that movie. And of course, they showed that clip from that movie as well. And of course, they also showed, after they segment with Dimension Mirror, they also showed the original Ghostbusters, which was having to be, of course, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy going after ghosts in this haunted house. Of course, the audio for that particular cartoon is not exactly terrific. May I feel that way, but I feel that the cartoon actually works. And as a matter of fact, when the original Ghostbusters movie came out in 1984, they made a music video using the Ghostbusters song over clips from that cartoon. Like, here's the end of that clip is on YouTube. That particular music video is on YouTube or not, I have no idea. But I feel that it was pretty fun. You know, as a big fan of Disney and a big fan of Ghostbusters movies and the song, to take that cartoon and play it to the Ghostbusters song. I think it was really terrific. And of course, the last real cartoon or real clip, and I think it's pretty much the full cartoon, was the cartoon, which is a Halloween themed cartoon. I forgot what the title of the actual cartoon was, but you can find it. I have found it on YouTube, and maybe you can do the same with Donald Duck finding a witch on Halloween night. Well, that cartoon was, which is pretty good, which describe. It's a cartoon with Huey, Dewey, and with an actual ghost named Hazel. I don't know why. And knowing that, but the same voice actress who played the voice of that witch, as well as a witch in the famous Bugs Bunny cartoon. Bugs Bunny is going trick or treating he's disguised as a witch, and he goes to an actual house where there was an actual witch living there, and she gets attracted to the other witch, and becomes friends with that witch because it was a fellow witch and all that type of stuff. And of course, when they find out it was an actual rabbit, she wants to kill the rabbit for her magic brew in that particular cartoon. Well, I digress. Now going back to the cartoon with Donald Duck. There's Witch Hazel sees Huey and didn't realize that it was actually Halloween. We have Huey, Dewey, and Louie get dressed up as in costumes for trick or treating. He goes, "Oh, what manner of blues are these?" And having to be Huey, like I said, Huey, Dewey, and Louie in costumes, and they go up to their Uncle Donald's house to go trick or treat. And he realizes, oh, it's the boys. It must be the boys go trick or treat. And he decides to pull a prank on them, and he pulls firecrackers in the trick or treat bags instead of candy. And he has all this candy to give out, and he rather pull tricks on the kids instead of giving them candy. So the witch decides to get even with him and makes his magic brew, and she sprays it on Donald's feet. And of course, she's in control of the feet to kick the door in with all the candy. And of course, Huey, Dewey, and Louie get the candy and leave, and they won't do it. And of course, before the witch does the spray her evil magic potion on Donald's feet, they do this whole song, which was pretty entertaining. And I'm going to tell what the song was, but it is pretty good. And that was actually the last clip that you see on this 90-minute show. And I haven't had one taped like about 20 years ago. So that's how long ago that I've actually seen it on regular television is when I taped it. But that's when you had something called, for all you kids out there who are watching this thing, we used to have a thing called a VCR. Where we could actually videotape record and we pull the tape out of the machine and say, hey, here's the actual physical copy, and not a copy that's in some dumb machine where you can never eject it out of the machine. You never, especially on the DVRs, you can never pull it out of a DVR and say, hey, here's the actual physical copy, and you can put that copy on a shelf someplace. Like you can with a VCR, the old VHS tapes. That's my on that. Anyway, in terms of the Disney Halloween treat, it is worth watching. Even though I said earlier that it is long, it's an hour and a half long, but it is worth the time to watch it. Especially with your kids, especially if you have them be, my age, or from my generation, who grew up watching all these Disney cartoons, and it is fun to watch. Even though it does have lag sometimes within the film, but it is, like I said, worth watching. It is worth watching. So that's my review of Disney Halloween Treat. Please click on the video. Please rate on. Feel free to comment. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time, and please watch my other videos. Catch you next time.